Hi, on the Woodpecker today. We spent the last 2 weeks at the cottage. We didn't do much, but I will share it with you. Two months ago, I hurt my back in the shop. It's the reason why I mostly have episodes where I'm doing small projects. And it's not over yet. So I said to myself that 2 weeks at the cottage would rest my back. If not, well, I still have this view. But since it rained almost every day, I had the chance to rest a lot. Here you can see that this spring there was a lot of rain. Just look at the floating part of my deck. Usually, it never goes higher than being flush to the fixed part. I will have to re-nail the first plank. With a side view, it's more obvious. One thing I can say is that it's far from being like last year, when we burned a lot of branches more than 40 yards from the shore. The first thing we do is taking care of this broken tree. In fact, because of it, we can't back up the pickup. I begin by removing the branches. One thing I can say is that my new chainsaw is not built to cut branches. It's too heavy. It's really made to cut big trees. To finish the job, I pull the rest of the tree. The big tree fell on this small one. Since I don't want to cut it, I pull it straight with the pickup. This goes pretty well. This inspires me to remove the stumps we still have in our parking. As you can see, the first two stumps were no match for the truck. But the third one was another story. I have to pull on it several times just to put it down. And then, when I try to pull it out, disaster. The noise you heard was something breaking in my transfer case. I don't understand what happened. We have removed much bigger stumps last year and many more. But we were not done yet. We finished the job way slower. Okay, bye. But we still managed to remove all of them. This is what the parking looks like now. This will be way better to turn the pickup around. All that's left to do is to compact this a bit. I tried to roll on it, but with only two-wheel drive, the only thing I managed to do is to damage the rest of the road. This will have to wait. Since it's spring, we still have lots of other things to do. We also want to put an electric outlet near the lake, so we need to dig a trench. René starts near the water and I near the shed. We don't dig too deep. In fact, it's just to discourage the squirrels to nip the wire. After a bit more than an hour, both trenches meet. Now I need to take care of the post. But it's a bit too big for the metal point I've bought. I need to make it smaller. Now that the point fits, we can put it in place. unrolling the wire in our trench won't be a piece of cake because we need to go under hundreds of roots. We start from the middle of the trench. I have to fish the wire under each root, but eventually we can screw the electrical box to the post. To prevent the beavers and the squirrels to eat the wire, all the exposed wire is inserted in a copper pipe. Now we have to take care of the other end. First thing to do is to drill a hole in the floor of the shed. With René inside and me outside, we pass the wire in the hole. Since there are no beaver here, a Carlon pipe is enough. Before putting back the dirt on the wire, René wants me to try our installation. Since it's working, we can fill up the trench. But this time we start near the lake and work our way back to the shed. All this was to be able to pump water from the lake. Now it's time to unroll some lengths of garden hoses. We need several ones to get to the barrel. But to have water, I need to install my pump in the lake. And yes, the water is now over the dock. With the electricity closer, it's easier to plug the pump, start the generator, and fill the barrel. If you have been following me for a while, you must say to yourself, this is way too easy. And you're right. I'm going to automate this with this switch. And if you're good at figuring the distance from a video, you know that the barrel is at least 20 yards from the shed where the electricity is. So to start the pump, on rainy days, I made this circuit that transmits by Wi-Fi the status of the switch. In the shed, I have another circuit that checks this status. When I start the generator, the circuit is powered on, and when the pump needs to start, it starts by itself. And it fills the barrel. Okay, I don't have a lot of pressure, but it's working. When the switch will be like that, the pump will stop by itself. This was mostly the only things we were able to do between the showers. But when it was not raining, I took long walks. There's nothing nicer than walking alone in the forest. Okay, almost alone. Now that we're back home, I already miss the cottage. And see you soon for another episode of The Woodpecker.